This week we're doing 13.1, but with a twist. Stay tuned until the end of the episode, and I'll tell you I caught one of those. I'll tell you how to attack this workout.
TTT THROWDOWN!
On this week's Throwdown, we have Magical Mia demo the workout. You're glowing.
We've got burpees and snatches.
And we release these workouts right here on YouTube every Thursday at 1 p.m. If you didn't know, now you know. Check out our online training programs. If you're a competitor in CrossFit, check out TTT Compete. For those of you that want to look good and feel good, check out TTT Fitness. Head to trainingthinktank.com for more info.
This week's Throwdown is a play on 13.1.
Yep.
It is a 17-minute AMRAP of 40 bar-facing burpees, 30 snatches, 30 bar-facing burpees, 30 snatches heavier, 20 bar-facing burpees, 30 snatches even heavier, 10 bar-facing burpees. I don't think you're on camera for any of this. Okay. And then if you make it there, AMRAP of even heavier snatches.
If you want to get on the leaderboard, look in the description down below. There you'll also find a warm-up and movement standards for this workout.
This week's demo athlete, you already know, the dud, who's next to me. This workout crushed people in 2013. It's crushed people when I've retested it. We made it heavier for women. It's gonna crush you, but be prepared.
Let's see it.
I don't know if I should have publicly admitted that. Well, let's segue. How was this workout the first time you did it, Mia?
I ended the workout in the ER.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, is this the one that you...
I dislocated my shoulder.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
And tore my labrum and had to get surgery.
What weight were you at?
100.
Okay.
So you
Triple digits?
decided to do this workout again while
I did
heavier.
not decide to do this workout. This workout was
You were forced?
conveniently left unsigned up for on the list of Throwdown demos, and since I'm cleanup crew, I had to do this workout. But it was good for my mental.
This is almost abuse.
It was good for my mental state. However, I may have had COVID during this also. We're not sure.
Mia offered me $1 million to demo this instead of her.
You didn't take it?
Well, I just didn't believe she had $1 million. Show me the money.
So this workout, when it first came out, was nasty. And it was...
Now it's worse.
Yeah.
You're
well,
welcome.
it was
We made a
also,
harder variation.
I feel like, unfairly prescribed for females. Those first two barbells
Agreed.
were basically not barbells.
Well, just like we talked about a few weeks ago with one of the other demos that we did, the weights then maybe were realistic, but the female field is so much deeper and they're so much stronger than they were that we thought it was necessary to up the weights a little bit. And then obviously we made the burpee a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, the female athletes of the sport of CrossFit have progressed in strength more than the male athletes in the sport of CrossFit. Because, like, if you could snatch 275, 6 years ago on the male side, there were a bunch of people doing that, and that still would be relatively strong and competitive. Whereas girls are basically like competing in the Olympics in weightlifting and actually setting national records in weightlifting. So, well done. Well done.
I grew mentally during this.
I know that it's probably hard to remember, 8 years ago, but do you think that this, or maybe just in your experience now, do you think the bar-facing burpee is harder going into snatches than the 6-inch jump?
I don't know if there's a difference for me. I think jumping to 6-inch and bar-facing are both kind of the same.
Yeah.
You know what I think would be really nasty
Burpee
is
box jump overs.
that
Don't do
or
that.
the 12-inch wall jump.
Yeah, the
That
12-inch would
blows-
really change it.
If you pair that with these types of power snatches. Okay, 223 to finish 40 burpees, which means you are a little bit, you're like 2.25 seconds per rep basically for those burpees. What's elite speed, Brandon? Because I feel like you always know that down to the decimal.
Yeah, I mean, like 2.2 seconds per rep over the course of, let's just say, 100 for time is a really, really, really good split.
So people will probably go sub 2 minutes for this first 40 because they'll go out a little bit faster than if it was 100 in a row.
Yeah, so the 40 to 6 inches, I think a lot of the males that did go out fast were like 140-ish, somewhere in there for their splits. Those that were a little bit more conservative were probably around Mia's time. So I think it's pretty comparable to the 6-inch jump.
I have a question, Mia.
Yeah.
Did you make a plan? And if the answer to that is yes, did you stick to the plan in the workout? Or did the wheels fall off?
Well, the wheels definitely fell off, but I really only had a plan through the 95-pound bar. So I wanted to push the pace on the 40 burpees, not a sprint, but get a little uncomfortable there, which I did. For me, I actually think I handled those fairly well for my limb length and burpee capacity. They are not my friend. And then I want to do sets of 6 here. And then I thought I would maybe do some touch and go on the 95, but that didn't happen.
Yeah. So I remember this workout, Dan Bailey and Rich Froning. Oh no, that was
a year before they did the 30-30-30 without the burpees.
Oh, okay.
They did all touch and go reps all the way through
Yeah,
until
they did like 10-10-10.
Fives and then threes, and then everyone thought that they could do that.
It looked so easy, and then people did the workout.
They were dying. Yes, I remember.
Yeah, but they put up similar scores in this type of workout when it came out because they're both good at burpees and barbell cycling.
For most people, I would not recommend touch and go sets after the first bar. I think it just makes more sense, especially mixed with burpees, to do fast singles, whether that's cluster sets or like more linear, like on the 5 seconds, whatever. It's just really hard to do touch and go sets unless you've trained that a lot.
I put my brain on this demo with these demo weights for females. Are the male weights scaled up at all?
The male weights are the same until you get to the last bar. What we did is we adjusted it from 210 to 225 because we think that that would be more appropriate to where that last bar would be today.
So it's going to basically be very similar scores, same type of workout.
Correct.
I feel like watching elite male athletes, I've retested this a fair number of times. You're basically crushing it if you even take an attempt at the last bar.
Yeah.
And I feel like the level of fitness to go above that to get like 4 or 5 is like you're talking about a top 10 games athlete type fitness in this workout.
So I definitely had planned how I was going to change the weights in order to, and I was using that to help me try to keep going fast on the burpees, and then I knew I would take a break. So I think I did 12 there, change a plate, and then now I do another set of burpees, change another plate.
That's really smart. That's what a lot of the elite level scorers did during the 13.1 workout. They went over, did some burpees, changed the plate, did some burpees. So they keep the speed up, but it's also a rest break built into the burpees, especially if you're not good at them.
Ate shit there. The floor
I was like,
so
what happened?
Wet that day.
Just humid?
Yeah, the humidity
it was like
rough.
a randomly hot day in Georgia in December.
It's been like in the 70s here, which has been nice.
Not today.
Not today. It's freezing cold. But what I was saying is finding wherever that limitation may be for you and changing the weights there. So it's like maybe I can do sets of 10 quickly on my burpees, then I'll take my break. If you're going to take a break regardless, then change your weight during that time so you save some time when you get back to the barbell.
I'm trying to pay attention to your legs. Do you alternate which leg you step up and which way you rotate?
Yes, so I always face the same way. So I'll pick a plate on the bar and I'm always turning facing that bar, which means that I'm turning different directions every time I jump over the bar.
If you're facing a different one, you're basically just going in a circle.
That will make you dizzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really smart. I think that's the fastest way too, even if you're sprinting, but most people get really comfortable with one leg coming up, so it's always right leg or always left leg. Just practicing this is worthwhile because I think just health and longevity it makes sense, but also it is faster, I can promise you, if you get good at it.
I am dying by this part.
What was your strategy for this next barbell?
I think I knew here that I was just going to go singles, and I was going to try to keep just a smooth pace on it. I do end up taking some longer rest breaks in there. I got to the bar and I think I said get to 10 before you take a break, and I think I ended up going to 15. I could be wrong.
Take a break, meaning like you were just going to stay on the bar and keep working?
Right, yeah. But I didn't do any touch and go sets, which I think was smart when I got there. I was dying.
So this is a workout that I really like the concept of cluster sets, and I've talked about this before, but basically what I mean is like I'm going to do 5 really fast, then take a longer break. Now the longer break's going to be different from athlete to athlete and how good they are, let's say at cycling snatches, but if it's 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, that's your planned long break, and then everything else is like you're right on the bar, you're not taking a step away. To me, that just helps me like psychologically with like having a micro goal, like I got to get to 5, I have to get to 10, I have to get to 15, but also for me, it feels like better on my systems where I can just keep moving a little bit faster. But I know, Mia, you've talked in the past that that's not the same for you.
Yeah, I'm usually better keeping like a smooth, controlled pace. Whenever I try to move faster, I don't recover from that very well, which is a pitfall of me as an athlete in general. But
I have one speed.
The weight of the bar here and even on the next bar didn't feel particularly heavy, but I was breathing so hard and I just felt like out of control.
You think that is just from the burpees or is it that combo?
I think it's probably burpees. If there's a burpee combination that's better for me, it's burpee and something where I'm not squatting. So I don't think this is necessarily a terrible combo for me. Burpees just take a lot out of me, especially when I'm trying to keep my speed up.
Yeah, so something to consider right now. This is a 17-minute cap, right?
Yeah.
So we're just about at the halfway mark, and you can tell from Mia's like just demeanor and posture and respiration rate that she is in the hurting already. That might just be something that you got to deal with because you've already done 70 burpees, and I don't know how deep you are into this set, but a decent amount of snatches. So this could just be one of those ones that you have to suffer through. But if you have the ability from a pacing perspective to get to this point and just realize that you still have half the workout left, you might be able to figure out, okay, I can throttle back a little bit, saving potentially for a stronger kick in the end. Just hard to kick on a workout where the weight's going to go up to such a high percentage.
Yeah.
So this is kind of just like keep it redlined and go through the discomfort, I guess.
Yeah, that's also why I think it's just really hard to pace burpees early. Not to say that you're sprinting your 40 or 30, but it's just really tough to say I'm going to go slower because no matter what, 70 burpees is 70 burpees.
Yeah.
So you're already messed up by the time you get to this point. So, I mean, that's to your point. But I do think it's something that you need to practice beforehand, but also know that at some point in a workout, you do have to push a little bit beyond that comfort zone.
Yeah. Why didn't you do that, Mia?
You did, Mia.
I look like a ghost right now.
Wow. So let's give these people what they need.
Yeah,
Your
I don't
cycle
know.
rate's still pretty good when you're staying on top of the barbell.
Yeah. A couple of, sorry, Max, go ahead.
No.
I was just going to say a couple other things to think about. We've talked about this in the past with barbell cycling, but come up with a game plan with footwork too. Mia's doing a good job where it's kind of that half step back. Well, now she's taking a couple.
Yeah, now she just
I ruined it
it.
all. But that half step back right into the bar, or keep your feet in the same place for 3 reps, then take that half step back. Whatever
Yeah.
it is for you, practice those things in EMOMs or just in your normal training so that you get used to it and you can do that in a session like this.
Yeah, Jason Khalipa had a very sloppy way sometimes
Yeah, he
of
did.
cycling a barbell, but I've watched some of the workouts that he did, and sometimes he actually would find a very tight rhythm with his feet every time where it looked like he was stumbling back to the bar, but it was really like one step back with the other foot, step forward, pick it up. And I think if you can train yourself to be on any rhythm, whatever makes sense for you, I think it can be helpful.
I'm just envisioning him like he would always
Oh
do
my
the
God.
bobble.
Yeah,
he
the
was
head
so
bobble.
good at it though.
Yeah.
All right, now on to 20 burpees.
By this point, I was like, all right, 20 is nothing. And then I got to like 4.
oh my
I just
God, it's
wanted
a
to
lot.
puke.
Yeah, I mean I remember the 20 and the 10 actually being much harder than I thought they would be. But
Oh, you took a nap.
you want a pillow?
Yes. So when I lose burpee speed, it's when I jump over the bar, it's doing that and not sweeping my back foot back right away and getting down. So like that's what I was trying to really avoid on the 40s and 30s. Obviously, I'm doing it here.
So your plan broke.
I mean, I think I broke. I
Yeah.
don't know if it was
You
the
broke
plan.
mentally?
I think the plan was fine, but
I'd be curious if they built a workout like this, if they would have any rules about when you could change your barbell. Like you can't change your weight until you finish X.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like when people figure out these types of strategies, then in subsequent years, people change it.
It would not shock me if they did
Yeah.
that. I don't think that they should. I like the strategy there, and people have to think about that at least.
Yeah. For now, we set the rules here at the Throwdown, and you can do what Mia did, but better.
I mean, so
I mean, hopefully. I don't know. I don't know if this is
Yeah, we'll
like
see.
if I did really poorly and was dying, or if I did really well and I was dying. I can't tell.
Yeah.
We'll wait to see everyone else's scores.
your footwork has stayed the same, so that's something that you've been working on that you're doing well here. I think it's just the cadence has slowed down quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
And Mia, I know that you've mentioned that you don't like doing the kind of shoulders to ground first burpee, but that's one way that you can practice getting down a little bit faster. It forces you to get your feet back.
Yeah.
If you
I don't
guys
think
have,
I don't like it. I think I don't.
it just you
know
feel like you blow
how.
up. Yeah. That is something that we have some burpee videos in our online educational series in the classroom. So that's something that I would suggest watching, or watching other high-level athletes that do get their shoulders to ground first. It's just a really efficient way to do the burpee.
You're kind of doing like a worm
It really is that.
on the
yeah.
way down.
Yeah, shoulders hit first, and then your hips hit into the ground, and that allows you to kind of pop up.
It knocks the wind out of me. That's what I struggle with when I do that
Yeah.
style. I don't know, maybe I'm not doing it right.
All right, so you're going to
got
the third barbell now.
3.5 more minutes. What is this weight?
115. So
this is
the original
Grace
version of
plus.
this workout, 120 was the final bar, so the bar that you got to if you made it through everything. So the weights here are significantly heavier.
Yeah, this definitely changes the game. But I have a feeling that you're going to make this look light. And you do.
Yeah, you did.
Like I said, the weight, I mean, it didn't feel light, but it also didn't feel like heavy, but I just couldn't breathe. And
Now, did you look at the clock before you started this? To kind
yeah,
of know
I think
where you're at?
I knew, and I could just tell that this was gonna be an AMRAP at this bar at this point.
This is the second to last barbell, right?
Yes.
So this is basically where, I mean, in the previous scores, and I think the males will be pretty similar, the females will be different because these weights are different, but it seemed like most semifinal level athletes finish somewhere in the middle of this third barbell,
Right.
and the good barbell cyclers that are good at burpees will get close to finishing the whole thing, either get an attempt at that 210 bar, which will now be 225. So I think this will still be in line with a pretty decent score. All that was just play talk, me. You did great. Even before we're done.
Whatever.
You can see though, it doesn't look like it when you're snatching, but after you finish each rep, your respiration rate's pretty high. I'm guessing, again, just from the burpees.
Yeah.
It's so hard to control going straight from burpees back into the barbell. But it's something that if you're good at that, it definitely helps in a workout like this.
So why did you look at the clock? What did you want to know? How long you were resting?
No, I think I just wanted the clock to push me a little bit more. Sometimes when you see like it ticking down, it'll put a little more fire under your butt, and for me it makes me like try to not feel as sorry for myself and just know like it's almost over. Just keep moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went on the 6 seconds, on the 12 seconds. Let's see this one. Like 9. So maybe if you average every 9, that means you'd be doing like 5 or 6 reps in a minute. So you'd be somewhere between 15 and 20 by the time cap. What'd you get?
I got 18.
18.
Yeah, I mean, the cycling rate is still really good. And Mia mentioned this is only 5 pounds under what the heaviest barbell was in 2013, and the females weren't cycling it even this fast then, so the last barbell. So, I mean, you're in a great spot, and females that are going to do this workout, if you did it in 2013, just keep that in mind.
Hold on,
This
what
last
was the
barbell's gonna-
final barbell?
It's 120.
120.
No way.
Yeah.
And what is it now for us?
155.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a
we
real
had a big
weight.
jump, yeah.
Good. Mia's been complaining that our weight scales aren't right.
No,
You got what you asked for.
I mean,
Mia agreed.
I pulled the weights out. I was cute, thinking I would get there. I really wasn't. Like, I didn't actually think that I would, because I figured by the time I got here, I was going to be about 6 reps a minute, and that's, 5 minutes to get through that bar?
Yeah. I think that's probably a realistic amount of time that it would take to cycle that weight bar for both males and females that are pretty competitive. Like, it would be faster for people that are games level, but if you're in that RX bubble window, I think that's a pretty ambitious goal at this point in the workout.
5 seconds left, 1 more rep. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and the collapse. The collapse of your soul. All right, let's go to the whiteboard. All right, so as we go through this workout, I'm gonna talk about Mia's splits as being kind of an RX approach to this workout. For most people that do this workout at a pretty high level, getting into this 30 snatches that's right before the 10 burpees and the AMRAP snatches at the end is a pretty good score and something that could probably keep you in semifinal level contention if this exact workout were to come out. So Mia was 223 through the first 40 burpees. Then at the 416 mark, she finished her 30 snatches, which means her split was about 153. For the next 30 burpees, she was 233 with the weight change. So that means the amount of time it took her to do the 30 burpees plus the weight change was about the same amount of time that it took her to do the 40 burpees. Then her 30 snatches here took 4 minutes and 12 seconds, so she was at the 11-minute mark. Then the next 20 burpees, again, were about at that same 30 burpee pace, even though there's 10 less burpees, and she still had the weight change in there. So she was at 13:28, and then this remaining 4.5 minutes, she was in that 30 snatches and got 18 reps. So that can give you a model for where you need to be from a target perspective of your total time if you're expecting to finish in that 30 snatches. This can give you some sort of an understanding of what type of pace you need to hold on the burpees, what type of cycling speed that you need to hold. And then for anybody that's not in that window, and I'll start with the elites first because they're relatively easy. You got to move fast through this workout. And if you've done 13.1 and you're a female, this is going to be a lot different because we upped the weights pretty substantially from what you did in that year. So if you go back and watch your video, first of all, it was in 2013, which was 8 years ago. So that's a long period of time to train. It's also going to be a lot lighter. So your splits aren't going to be really relevant. If you're going through as an elite, you probably need to be at the 2-minute mark, which is about 2 seconds per burpee. You're gonna be finishing the 40 burpees, or sorry, not 2 seconds per burpee, about 3 seconds per burpee. You're gonna be finishing just sub 2 minutes in that first set of 40 burpees. In the 30 snatches, that's gonna be about 1:30, so you're cutting about at 25 seconds off of Mia's pace there, and you'll be finishing that at around the 3:30 mark. For the next 30 burpees, I tried to envision that it's about the same type of time that you would be doing here for these 40 burpees because that's what Mia did with her 40 and 30 burpees. So you have time to do the weight change and maintain your burpee pace, finishing at about the 5:30 mark, then 3 minutes to do the next 30 snatches, 2 minutes to do the next 20 burpees, 5 minutes to do the snatches, so that's a little bit faster than the pace Mia was holding in the demo video, a minute to do the last 10 burpees and weight change, and about 30 seconds to try to get a couple snatches in that final bar. Now, if you're a super world-class athlete, you might not be watching this video, but if you are, you might need to go a little bit faster than this because some people actually were able to accumulate 8, 10 type of reps at this snatch, which means you need a lot more time here. Now, if we go to intermediate athletes, it's going to be substantially slower and the target is going to be different. So I think finishing in the snatches or the burpees before the round that Mia was in is probably a good target for people. So that means you're about 3 minutes for the first 40 burpees, then another 2 to 3 minutes for this first set of 30 snatches, then 2.5 to 3 minutes for the next 30 burpees, which is, again, it's the same amount of time that you're completing that first 40 burpees. You're doing 30 at that same pace with the weight change. Then 6, this is really where the major change is. So 6 minutes to 9 minutes to finish this next 30 snatches, which is basically Isabel weight. That is probably a realistic amount of time that an intermediate athlete is going to be able to finish those. If you go a little bit faster than that, then you'll probably finish in these burpees or maybe get an opportunity to get a couple snatches in that final bar. So this is some sort of a distribution of the total time that you're gonna spend on the burpees and snatches if you're an intermediate, RX, or elite athlete. Now, for all of the athletes of all of the different levels, 3 major tips for this workout. First, try to maintain your burpees under fatigue. If you see Mia's splits are relatively similar if you count the weight change. Now, if you're an elite athlete, they need to be a little bit faster. If you're an intermediate athlete, a little bit slower. Second tip would be use the weight changes in the set of burpees like Mia did. I think that's a good way to split the burpees up to maintain a fast cadence. And then the final tip is find a quality cycle rhythm for each barbell. For most people, I think touch and go is only gonna be realistic in this first set of 30 snatches, and then almost everything after that is going to be singles. However, in the elite realm, you might be doing a couple touch and go, maybe in this second barbell, and maybe in the world-class level doing a couple touch and go in this third barbell. But for most people, touch and go in this first barbell, and then just maintaining a cycle rhythm with your footwork and being on a clock in that second, third, and maybe fourth barbell. That's all I got. When this workout came out in 2013, it smashed people. My guess is it's gonna smash you again, but if you go into it with the right mindset, the right strategy, you can do well, and I'll see you next week on the Throwdown.
I'm gonna call you majestical. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Sounds like
Not really.
something. Never mind.
Is it not?
Fantastical.
Yeah.
No, you were gonna say something else.
Yeah. I don't want to say it.
Say it.
Sounds like testicle.
Oh. Okay, fine. I will call you
Testicle
magical.
me.
Fine.
It's a wrap, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Project Pata in this thing, man. Hey, look, man, thank y'all for watching Training Think Tank's YouTube channel. Y'all hit that motherfucking subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? So y'all go ahead, man. Thank y'all for watching the channel, you know what I'm saying? Hit that motherfucking subscribe button. Let it be known, what it be known, what it be known, you know what I'm saying? Pata.